find out what district the different people who are looking at public office and things. And listen again, when you run for public office, people going to ask the question, "Who are you?"
Mm-hmm.
And all you need to know is that if there's anything in the closet, believe me, it's coming out. That's what I say about our former president, uh, uh, Barack Obama. If Barack Obama had a girlfriend, if Barack Obama had a boyfriend, if Barack Obama had anything that was bad, I can tell you right now, they did everything they could to get that Kenyan, and they talk about how he was half black, but he was half white too. But they don't talk about the half whiteness, and they just talk about the he half black. Let me tell y'all something. I really feel for people who are part white and part black because they get it from both blacks and white. But let me tell y'all something. Pastor Harris loved every drop of you because it ain't about you being half black, half white. It's you a human being.
Right.
And God made you that way. Yeah, yeah. So you can walk on both sides of the road. on the wild side or on the calm side. But I said all that to say, welcome. I say, baby girl. This is my oldest. This is my oldest daughter,
Yes.
and she's probably more like me than any of them. And the oldest two, one of them's my oldest boy is 42, and my middle one is 30.
Just had a birthday
Yes, had
yesterday.
birthday. Yeah,
No, the 5th.
The 5th. I forgot all about that. I got to call him. He will be 37, 38. One of the two. Anyway, they make me feel old. I was walking through the school on yesterday. We had a open
House.
open house down at one of the best schools in all the nation, elementary schools, Fairview Alpha. Miss Triggs was there, and listen, we had all kind of people there. You didn't get a chance to go to.
When was Gator Nation?
Gator Nation was just. She's a Gator too.
Yes.
She's a Gator,
Class
and
of
she loves. Once a Gator, always a Gator.
Amen.
Miss Freeman, did you ever go to Lakeview? Didn't you go to Lakeview? Or you were
Fairview Alpha.
Oh, you went to Fairview Alpha. Well, you still once a Gator, always they Wildcats. They wear purple. So kind of now, let me say this. I know y'all saw Harris.
Yes, Serena Harris McGee.
Yeah, but she is married. She is a McGee. She told me that her husband's name is Paul Harris. Paul, I don't know if you're listening to that, but his father always say to my daughter, "Remember, you are McGee."
He always.
So,
I wish I could let y'all listen to the voicemails he leaves.
So I would tell him that yeah, you're right about that, but your son now is a Harris. So tell a little bit first of all about yourself, and you're wanting to encourage both students
and educators. As we're getting ready to prepare for the new school year, the students in Natchitoches Parish are going back August the 10th. So I just kind of want to encourage you all on the importance of education.
You've been
I've been in school since I was 2 years old.
All her life.
Since I was 2 years old. I started with Miss Tracy Jackson and Miss Barbara Jackson, rest her soul.
Oh yeah, Miss Barbara.
I was in pre-K 3 times. Mom and dad, they had to work. So instead of childcare, I was able to go into school because mama was working at, my mom is Tawana Harris. She was working at Parks Elementary. So I was able to go to preschool. So the third time around, I had Miss, let me see here.
Really?
I'm trying to remember all the way back to Miss Turner.
Yeah.
Miss Cassandra Turner.
Yeah.
And then I ended up going to the Lab Elementary School. I had Miss Ralston.
I remember that.
Then first grade, I've been all over Natchitoches Parish school system. First grade, I was
public school.
Public school.
Yeah.
When you I was at North Natchitoches when it was North Natchitoches. Now it's LP Vaughn. Okay, so first grade I was there with Miss Greer. That was my teacher. Second grade, Weaver Elementary. I had Miss Spear.
Oh wow.
Third grade, also at Weaver, I had Miss Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Fourth grade, I was over at East Natchitoches, and I had Miss Corey as my main teacher. Fifth grade, I went over to the Magnet School. I also had Miss Corey. I don't know if she liked me that much or what, but she followed me. I feel like she followed me over to the Magnet School. But one thing that stuck out for me for my fifth grade year is Miss Jessica Church. That's how I got introduced to science. I became very interested in science because she would always make it fun for me.
Miss Church.
Miss
Church.
Miss Church
is
she's
in
still
our
teaching.
system. Yeah.
She's still teaching. I don't know if she's still teaching science or.
As a matter of fact, Church is in the central office, I think.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Miss Jessica Church.
Yeah, and her husband is Jason, I think.
Yes.
Church. We worked together doing some things.
Okay.
And stuff.
So yeah, I remember her a lot. Sixth grade, I had Miss Rachel, Miss Sarah Rachel. Seventh grade, I had Miss Fontenot, which she started off at Lakeview, I believe.
Right.
So I had Miss Fontenot for seventh grade.
I wish I could remember all that.
Eighth grade, Mr. Carline. Everybody should kind of know Mr. Carline. That was my homeroom teacher. Then from there, I went on to the great Lakeview High School.
Yeah, because you all were given a choice.
Yeah, we were given a choice. And at the time, my mom was still at East Natchitoches.
Right.
So I got to choose. We're at the time been residing in Payne subdivision.
Right.
So yeah, I like the close knitness that we had at Magnet, so I chose a smaller school. At the time, Lakeview didn't have the junior high. When I first started, it was just the high school.
Right.
So it might have been like 200 of us all together.
Right.
So I kind of want to keep in that same vein.
What kind of classes were you taking?
Yes, so at Magnet, I really believe that it did prepare me for high school. When it came to going to Lakeview, I was kind of more advanced. I knew a lot of the stuff on the freshman level. One thing at Lakeview, I have to shout out some of those educators because they really made a difference in my life.
I know a couple of them that you.
Most definitely. So if we start with JROTC, I love Sergeant Minshew.
Yeah.
He's been such instrumental part of my life. Miss Sarah Blanchard, shout out to her. I'm still using those math skills, girl. I'm still using those math skills.
She's a great math teacher.
And then when we talk about Joshua Hancock, he was such not just a great coach, but a great educator, especially when it came to history. And then let me shout out my FFA advisors, Ryan Riley,
Oh yeah.
as well as Dr. E. Smith.
Yeah.
Currently, he's became like the
yeah.
dean
Yeah, he's
of CLTCC, like the manufacturer department or something like that. I saw that. So shout out to them. That's what kind of helped shape me for my background in agriculture. I didn't see myself going to Southern University.
That's right. You were supposed to be a G girl.
But SU all the way, Jaguars.
Oh my God.
So yes, I graduated from the Southern University and A&M College. SU. We can lose the G, but SU. And I got my bachelor's in science and agriculture sciences. My concentration was pre-veterinary medicine. I had a minor in plant and soil sciences. So that really helped shape me.
I want to come back to that later on because Southern University and LSU were the only schools that were given the green light to teach the cannabis field.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so you know a lot about the cannabis industry, so you go to school at Southern University.
Yes.
You've even been to I don't
Purdue.
know what was that? You had a summer program at
Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana.
Yeah. And you picked up a whole lot of other certifications and things along the way that's helped you. Right.
So after graduating from Southern University, year of 2020, you know, the pandemic,
right.
And so I was trying to see what could I do to help out during that time. So my mom introduced me and my younger brother to a program called Propel America. And if any of you all are interested in that, I'm going to give you a little information about it. Let me know. I can get you in contact with some of the coaches. So what Propel America did for me and my younger brother is they gave us the courses for medical assisting. And then not only did, we go through the courses, they also paid for us to take the licensure, so to become certified medical assistants. They even went a step further. I also became a certified phlebotomy technician. My name on Facebook is Ren J. Harris. You can reach out to me. I can get you in contact with some coaches. It's a great opportunity. It opens up doors for lucrative career opportunities. I think also now they may have the pharmacy technician program, things like that.
Which they didn't have
They didn't have that at first, but they have branched out. And again, it is free of charge. They give you a little stipend to get you some scrubs and things like that. I did my externship with Our Lady of the Lake in Baton Rouge, and they even offered me a job after my externship. And then that was another networking opportunity for me, because that was the first year they had ever done anything like that. So I'm trying to reach back and grab others. My brother did his externship with Natchitoches Regional Medical Center, so we already have a connection there. So again, just reach out to me if you're interested in something like that.
Then he got introduced to AHAC.
Yes. In high school, he did do AHAC, which was like an opportunity for people interested in healthcare. So he did work with some great medical doctors with Natchitoches Regional Medical Center.
He did develop a great relationship with them, but that program, let me say what that program did. Well, my mom and dad were going through their medical issues and things like that, and then we're going to take a break. They were going through their medical issues. my daughter and my mostly Serena and SJ were able to lend the professional help that my mom and dad needed, giving shots, monitoring a whole lot of things. And let me tell you something, that helped a lot when your parents are at the end of life, knowing that they're getting the best quality of life. And my mom and dad really appreciated that. And, in the closeness relationship they have with them being there for them and things, that's so important. That you got a professional person who's helping to take care of your parents at home.
At home.
Because my
That's
dad,
where they wanted to be.
right, my dad didn't want to hear nothing. I don't care if the service would have been better at a nursing home facility or something. My daddy did not want himself to be there, and he says, "Don't let my wife." When he passed away, his instruction was, take care of your mama and don't let her go to the nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we struggle and wrestle with that. My mama had no problem with going to a nursing home, but because daddy said don't let her go to no nursing home, I just feel like, shoot, my daddy would have cursed me, both physically and spiritually. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, let's talk about what young people, because you've been in school, like I said, all your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like your mama. Your mama's still in school now,
Yes.
So, but you've been in school all your life. And the preparation mentally and thing, and tell us the challenges.
Yes.
Because you had some challenges.
Yes.
That we didn't know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to talk about that. All right. Some of those parents get their children diagnosed quick enough that they can get accommodations when you go to college and things like that. Because, I noticed that whenever I got ready to take tests and things, I would be fidgety and, it'd be anxiety, I didn't know nothing about no doggone anxiety.
Right.
Parents didn't know nothing about anxiety. Parents didn't know nothing about no anxiety and all that. They did the best they could to help me mitigate through life challenges, But if you don't know, you can't do it. And that's the problem mostly. Matter of fact, I talked with a young lady that I'm going to bring on. She's in our school system. She did her dissertation on, and we are back. She did, this young lady, Miss Harper, who's a good friend of mine, she did a dissertation on minorities in the gifted program. And how you remember Miss Harper, because she
was over gifted,
right? And I'm gonna bring her on because she said some amazing things that I think can help our community. She said that most blacks, minorities, just has not been exposed.
Right.
It's not that they are less, but the statistic will show you that whites and Asians are, I guess, it will make you think that they're more gifted than minorities or blacks. But she said that's not true. Said if you look at anytime they've been given the opportunity, they excel.
Right.
And that was one of the reasons I became a school board member, because all my children had been given an opportunity. They were exposed to things. I took them all over the country, exposing them, and because this one right here says, Dad, I want to be a veterinarian. That's all I ever heard. The other one said, I want to be a doctor. The other one said, I want to be a lawyer. I don't know where they're going to ultimately land, But
that's all I knew. Since knowing how to say veterinarian, that's what I just knew I was going
Right.
to be.
Went to every. I got a membership at every zoo in the country. You know, that's what we do. When we go somewhere, they know we gonna go to the zoo. If we don't go nowhere else, we going to the zoo.
And God has a funny way of doing things. So, like I was saying, I just always knew I was going to be a veterinarian. But now, I like to tell young people when it comes to education, education is not a race; it's your journey. So, the Lord has taken me on such a journey with my bachelor's degree. Again, that's in pre-veterinary medicine because I just knew I was going to be a veterinarian. But what I did not disclose, I went through the agriculture part, so I got a lot of hands-on experience. I didn't go the traditional route of biology.
Mm-hmm.
With biology, you would be learning the different sciences, all the organisms and things of that nature. When it came to agriculture, I got the hands-on experience. So it came from as far as harvesting animals, learning how to plant your foods, things of that nature. I tell you what, if anything happens, and I do predict that it probably will, me and my family, we gonna be okay. And what Pastor don't tell y'all is he a fisherman too. We gonna eat.
Yeah.
We gonna be good.
Yeah.
Because those wonderful connections that I made with like Miss Allison Johnson, Dr. Renita Woods Marshall, Dr. Harris. I also want to re-indicate that it's important to make connections, to network.
Right.
Because sometimes it doesn't come about what you know,
mm-hmm.
but who you know.
And that's what we've always said too. Connections are everything.
Yes.
When you go to college and the only thing you are is a bookworm,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't gonna fare
You need to get internships any type of way you can, build those connections so you will have somewhere to work or make a difference, because it's not really just about working. What you want to do is make sure you're doing God's will for your life so you can reach back and grab somebody else and help them along the way. So that's what my ministry has always been about, trying to be a servant leader, reaching back to grab others. So when I talk about my education journey, I'm not trying to brag about degrees that I have or anything like that, because the only reason I have the degrees is because God allowed it, and it's to better my community.
Right. As a matter of fact, you have a master's degree in what?
In public health.
Health.
With public health, it's just about preventing diseases.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, again, giving back to the community, educating them about STD screenings, educating them about the different things that they need to know pertaining to cardiovascular diseases, diabetes. It's very broad.
Especially in the minority community.
Yes. One thing some people probably don't know, but I was employed by Humana Insurance Company. So I got to work firsthand with communities that were poverty-stricken, and I got to help them apply for Medicaid and other different benefits that they didn't know that they had, available for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy working with people. I kind of get that from my dad. So I enjoy giving back. I enjoy pouring into people.
But they don't believe that I'm shy neither. People don't believe that I'm shy.
Yeah.
Now I'm honest. Though she works and like working with people, she don't like working with people neither.
Yes. When I need my alone time, I need my alone time.
Yeah. And some folks kind of say that's oxymoron or something like. But anyway,
I guess when it's a purpose of working with people and things like that, I can come out of my shell. Yeah. Like today, it was hard for me to come out of my shell to come on here. I kept making excuses with Miss Bonita, but I was like, okay, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I think it's just that anxiety factor.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
when did you find out that you were dealing with anxiety?
So I had been dealing with anxiety probably all of my life, but not knowing the name for it.
Right.
So when I got off on my own in college, I was still having issues. Like, I knew the material for the exams, but I was having issues recalling it to put it on the paper or to put it into the computer. So I felt like that ain't normal.
Right.
Like, I know this material.
Right.
I done stayed up all night. I've been in study groups. I done been in tutoring. I know this material. And when I was younger, I also realized, like, my grades, I was an A/B student, but my younger siblings, all A's. I was like, I know I can do that.
Right.
It's something. So, I was probably 18 years old. I went and I just kind of went to my primary care provider, just letting them know. They started doing this questionnaire. And so as I'm filling out the questionnaire, I scored pretty high on a generalized anxiety assessment.
Right.
So they diagnosed me with generalized anxiety disorder. And so, not just about anxiety, you gotta know how to manage it. I mean, you can be on medication and things of that nature.
You gotta know the triggers that
you got. Yes. So just like people that have diabetes, they learn how to manage it. You have to learn how to manage that anxiety. If you need to take some self-care days, if you a few minutes, a few hours, or whatever for self-care, doing breathing techniques, things of that nature, you need to do that. It would help.
What do you think if we had caught that? Now, we are very, and especially my wife, very observant about different things. And me, myself, dealt with anxiety, didn't know what to call it, things like that. But as you talked about it, I've got a niece that I married not so long ago. She, and you know, we don't talk about that kind of stuff in the Black community. You know, that's taboo in the Black community. But my niece is a medical doctor that dealt with the same thing.
Right.
And you can mitigate this, but I just think about the toughness in not knowing and having to know along the way.
Right.
And I remember talking to my sister-in-law. I was dealing with some things that you know, we just don't like talking about, and she says, "Well, brother-in-law, look." And she's an accountant. She deals with multi-billion-dollar contracts for companies from all over the world. And she told me, brother-in-law, you might need to go and, you know, check and just see. And she said, I got medication for this and things like that, and it helps me.
Yes.
You know,
it does help. The medication does help.
Right, right.
You definitely have to still know how to manage it.
Right.
Find some techniques.
Right, right. And I'm just one of these persons. I don't like to feel abnormal. You know, I look.
What people don't know is a lot of with the anxiety medications like the SSRIs and stuff like that. It takes about 2 weeks to actually kick in.
Get in your
so
system.
That first time that you take it, you may be more anxious. Especially if you have other underlying issues. But if you give it that 2 weeks, I promise you, it'll help.
But I'm gonna tell you this, and we'll look at taking another break. Minorities, if nobody deals with some type of mental illness, minorities do.
Yes.
For all of the things that we've been through, you know, but I say don't allow yourself to have to self-medicate and find yourself in a dark place.
Right.
Nobody knows what's going on, and all of a sudden somebody says, you know, such and such killed himself the other day. That's the other thing we don't like to talk about. You know, we'll say things like, especially the older people, uh, you crazy, running around talking about killing yourself. You crazy. You going straight to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, we got an unchurched
Yeah.
generation.
Some of my generation don't
Right.
believe in hell
They unchurched.
and heaven.
Right. And so that's why we got an uptick in the black community with suicide. It is the highest population community right now in suicide because we've been running around just saying, "Oh, you doing that? You talking stupid and this, that, and that," rather than dealing with the issue.
Right. And I want to kind of touch on that after the break. Just kind of looking for those warning signs.
Yeah.
The educators can look for those warning signs in the students, and also kind of talking about a respect factor. Respect going both ways with educators and students.
Right.
We're all human beings, so we are all going through something. If we're not going through something, we're going to go through something, or we have been through something. So I kind of want to touch on that when we get there.
And look, I remember not so long ago, because we're going to go to 40, but I remember not so long ago dealing with this furry. My wife stood up and she was talking to me. Now, Stephen, I want you to be aware of this kind of thing, because you mess around and cause the school board money, because I know how you are. You say what's on your mind. So she was telling me about this farrier stuff. I said, I know about. I said, my good friend, you know, OC is a farrier. And she said, no, furrier. I said, what is a furrier? She said, that's kids that believe that they are like rabbits and
Yep.
cats and dogs and things like that. So I go to one of my schools, and I'm sitting down talking with a little child, and the little child, I know I kept hearing meow, but I just wrote it off. This is the day after my wife done lectured me, and I'm like, what you lecturing me for? I got good sense, you know? So the third person says, meow. She says, well, you know, I couldn't bring my litter box today. And then she talked about her ears and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, God dog it, this must be one of them. So I didn't go off. And I said, oh, okay, baby. And I'm saying to myself, I need your mom and them up in touch where I can tell them, you ain't no doggone cat. You ain't no dog, you know, but I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I was kind, and I went along with the game and everything. I went back the next day to my wife. I said, that is true. I said, I had a little girl who was talking about she's a cat and talking about her litter box. She wanted, and they have to take the litter box in the bathroom with them. They gotta, you know, if they parents want them with this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh my God.
Mental health disorders.
Yeah, listen, y'all. Y'all talking about what they gotta deal with in the public schools. Y'all, we can't cookie cut. We can't choose who we want. We gotta meet these people where they at.
Yes.
So with that being said, we're gonna take a break and we'll be back. Meow. Ooh, I was like, I'm done. Numbers. Oh yeah, look at there. 53% now. God, 50.
And I was just finna.
Hispanics are 27. I'll tell you another
I got my list
community.
of from Center.
Oh yeah, disease and things. Yeah. Let me tell you the other community, Native Americans, because they got a big thing of alcoholism.
I know right now.
And they put all them what you call it, in that community.
A lot of people going into psychosis because of the strains of marijuana
Oh, that's
that they're
another
using.
thing.
And then they lacing it with fentanyl. And
Right.
all this
We
stuff.
just talked about
A
that.
lot of people are going into psychosis and getting diagnosed with his nails, like bipolar, psychopath stuff.
He was showing me. He said, got a little old, what's called it?
He got a canker sore.
Tinker sore. Oh, and he hate them.
He ain't in 8 in like 2 days.
He probably done business, y'all. And we are back. Listen, we're just having a candid conversation about things that our young people go through, that our teachers must be aware of. You were talking about some statistics.
Yes. So it's extremely important. Mental health is extremely important. It's as important as academic achievement. So when we talk about it, I like to go to the statistics. So it says, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 4 out of every 10 high school students reported persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness. This was in 2023.
Wow.
1 in 5 seriously considered attempting suicide, and nearly 1 in 10 reported attempting suicide. So these aren't just numbers. These are students now. They're sitting in the classroom every single day. You don't know what they're carrying. You don't know what type of burdens that they're carrying, because it can be invisible to the naked eye.
Right.
So I kind of want to talk about some warning signs that the educators can look for. If you know a student is normally an A/B student, but their grades have slipped to D's and F's, that's something that may be concerning. You know, they're normally very talkative. They have a lot of friends, but they've kind of withdrawn from the friends or different activities that they like doing. That could be alarming. They normally come to school, but they have been missing quite a few days, and they're not, in the hospital or anything like that. It could be a attendance factor, or it could be mental health related. If they have expressed hopelessness, if they have talked about being a burden, these are some things that we want to look at. And a simple "Are you okay?" may open up the doors for them to tell.
And do things. We would be glad to, because the more people that we have that's aware, and then we'll get you certified in being a negotiator. That's suicide intervention, and there's a difference between suicide intervention and suicide prevention.
Right.
Suicide prevention is a longer term than suicide intervention. Suicide intervention is to get you to a safe place,
Right.
because you are contemplating suicide. So, but whatever the case may be, if we can, it's still fresh on my mind. Especially, listen. Our public school have a whole lot of things going on, but you can't learn when you are mentally drained, or you got things going on at your house and things like that, and kid been missing. I'm saddened. I'm saddened that my wife was out in the community last year dealing with these children thing, but that because of the RIF, that particular position has been done away with, and so they are. She's back, and I'm gonna tell you something. I know what she's a guidance counselor, and she's been that for over 30 years. But she has the heart that she loves children, and if she has to leave, and I tell her all the time, you're not getting paid for that. And she doesn't care about that. She don't care about the money. She cares about the children. She cares about the parents. And I think that's what we need more people who care.
Right.
And that's what.
To let the students know, or anybody, that you're not alone.
Right.
Take it one day at a time. Just
Know there's somebody there for you.
yes.
And
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Those are some of the things I wish somebody had told me.
right,
Don't
right,
be scared to ask for help.
right.
Because a lot of times now, when I'm thinking about some of those educators, some educators can be bullies and make you not want to ask any questions.
And let me just say this: all of my kids, they were never disrespectful, but they gonna let you know if this teacher is a bully.
I had me a hard time at Magnet. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I want you to know, when my daughter came home and she told me about the situation, that she had been accused of something, I was ticked, because I know my children, you know, and they know I'm not gonna take sides with them if they're wrong, but I'm not gonna allow no teacher or anybody else to bully my child,
Right.
because I know what bullying is about, because I had teachers who bullied, you know, and my daddy and them knew, my principal and them knew that if I was wrong, I'd take my medicine like a man.
Same.
But if I wasn't, if I wasn't, uh, my good friend
I'll tell you
Bill
if I did
Allen,
it.
Bill Allen will tell you that my daddy used to tell him I argue with a stop sign. But I really did. I just wanted to get my point across that you may be punishing me, but you're
Right.
punishing me for nothing. You know,
Right.
and many of us have been punished for nothing.
Hmm.
You know.
And that kind of makes me want to talk about a respect factor, letting them know, respect does go both ways. Of course, we want to think about the golden rule. Treat everybody like you want to be treated. So, students, as you walk through the hallways, when school starts, not just the educators, but the custodians, the cafeteria workers, all of that. It's okay to say good morning. It's okay to say yes, ma'am, no, sir. You know, it's okay to show respect. And then, in the same manner, educators, we need to respect students. You don't know what they're going through.
Right.
You don't know the burdens that they're carrying. And again, students, educators are human beings as well. You don't know what they're carrying. You don't know what they're going through.
Right.
You don't
And
know.
we do have a lot of
Yeah.
educators who are going through. If the truth be told, I remember when Mr. Skinner was superintendent, he and I had a candid conversation about something that was going on, and he told me, uh, some drugs. I've been getting rid of half of my staff because all of them got mental stuff going on. I was like, Mr. Skinner, I ain't talking about everybody.
Has upticked since the pandemic.
Yeah, I said, I'm not talking about everybody. I said, everybody got a joint. But I'll say this. Our educators deal with some of the same thing because some of them got children, but they are having to teach our children. And stop all that. Junior ain't no bad. He don't do that in my. Yes, he does. He cuss you out. Well, I remember. Listen, I love this young lady, but she had a son, and I asked her. I said, "Well, how do you get him to respond positive to you?" She says, "I whip his blankety blank blank." I said, oh, okay. That's the problem. We can't do that here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to get Junior, who now is in junior high, about 6'2", 6'3", about 260 pounds.
Right.
And he has some disabilities. And he putting a whammy on some of these teachers. I'm talking about beat downs.
Mm-hmm.
And we are all trying to see what can we do to help the child first, but what can we do to keep the teacher from being abused.
Right.
You know, so these are some of the things that go on, and we're not saying that in the public school that the whole everybody is bad. When we talk about the numbers they have over in over at Negative Central, for them to have just that many altercations, you know, that's wonderful. You know, Lakeview, great place to be. All the lies and listen, I heard some of the people who were running in my seat, District 8, they just so candid. We got a great bunch of a group of people, and may the best person win. But we just got some good folks who know the culture over there.
Right.
Yeah. So, anything else? Cause we running up against the time.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of conclude, wanna give some encouraging words to the students and to the teachers. One thing for the students, just remember to believe in yourself. Even on the days when learning feels difficult, when it feels hard, even when you have made mistakes, don't let that define you. Remember that your journey is unique and God has a purpose for your life. Stay focused, ask for help when you need it, be kind to others, and never stop believing in the gifts that God has placed in you, okay?
And I forgot about, you know, and as she's talking about her faith too, because as a young married mother, she's also gifted in the prophetic, in which I have to explain to her about the visions and things that she see that's sometimes so abnormal, because when you a seer,
He calls you to have some mental health.
Oh
stuff.
yeah. A seer, if they are not continually being connected with God, mental. Catherine Coomer, who was a prophetess who saw things and things like that. You got to really ground yourself in the Word, because if not, you'll be thinking you're going crazy, especially when God is showing you things, you know. And so the ideal of her wanting to be to herself sometimes, spouses and things got to understand that, you know, that downtime.
Right.
And I love, like, we love the ship, because that's the time we get away and we don't have to really. Now, don't get me wrong. I think every ship, every island or whatever I've been on, I look up somebody and I'm like, hey, Pastor. I'm like, I'm trying to get away from y'all. Because sometimes you're trying to get away.
That look like Pastor Harris.
Yeah. You know, you like, look, I'm trying to get, if I can buy me an island, maybe God gonna give me the money.
And grandfather, Bishop Al R. Harris Sr., had them married them, baptized them, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But while you were touching on that, it really, of course, don't grow
in well doing. Yeah.
If you're doing good, know that that you're going to reap the harvest. So I don't know who that's for, but I know a lot of teachers are thinking about giving up in education, going to a different career.
Right.
But Galatians 6:9, let us not grow weary in doing good.
Right.
For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we faint not.
Praise
we
the
don't
Lord.
give up.
That's a word. Matter of fact, that's on the heels of, let me say this weekend, my spiritual niece, Christine Peer, prophetess Christine Peer, they're having Diamond Made, Showing Your Glory. It starts at 10 o'clock. Listen, I'm thankful that Miss Freeman will be able to attend. I won't be able to attend, but my again, my heart, and I will be sending you something because I know it's a blessing. We got several things. My good friend, and let me tell you, my heart's heavy. Johnny. Johnny passed away. That's one of the funerals we'll be at. And then there are others, but then we got a giveaway. Go with that right quick.
Yes, so let me give y'all this information about the different back to school activities that we have coming up. Abundant Life International and St. Matthew Baptist Church, we have a back to school giveaway. It's going to be tomorrow from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. If you're in the Ashland area, it's going to be Ashland Pavilion. That's 719 Highway 153. And then also Abundant Life Church right there on the square. They are having a back to school bash. That's going to be 7th graders to 12th graders. That's August the 14th. Again, that's August the 14th. And again, 7th graders to 12th graders. The time is going to be 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. They're going to have a lot of good fellowshipping. They're going to have food. They're going to have giveaways and games. So y'all come out and y'all be blessed.
Also, this weekend, 95.9 The Bounce is partnering with Coach D. And we are giving away, listen, my thing is, if you can't beat them, join them. A lot of folks doing a whole lot of giveaway things. This is what I was sharing with my cousin, Ms. Freeman. I said, let me say this. There are people who really, really need us. They got 4, 5 children or more that they really need the help, you know. And I'm willing to help those who need the help. But there are those who we're just going through the motion of giving away things, but we're not helping anybody.
Right.
So if you are a parent and you've got 4, 5 children, please reach out to us.
Yes.
We want to be a blessing to you all because you're going to need us farther down the road. Especially buying these clothes that's astronomical.
And if we have any graduating seniors, I'm willing to sponsor a graduating senior if they need their cap and gown, anything like that. Again, my name on Facebook is Ren J. Harris. Just let me know.
Reach out to us. Listen, I know we 2 minutes past the mark, but we know that, listen, we love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Keep smiling.
Juju, you know, woke up a little bit, huh?
Shoot, he doing good.
Yeah. Boy, but he